So we've got a question here from Sarah, Louisiana. Louisiana. I was watching a program on a diet, CNN, and about eat, fast, and live longer. So this is a question, basically, someone's asking for weight loss advice. Let's get into it, shall we? I had a book by Paul Bragg, American health practitioner who advocated fasting. Years ago when I was vegan, except I still ate honey, I used to do that fasting thing. Once I went for 2 whole weeks on nothing but water. I continued to jog 6K every day during that time. Whoa, that is adrenal burnout. On the 14th day, I was jogging up some hills in Glen, and on holiday, when my heart seriously started to race, and I felt so uncomfortable and strange, I decided enough was enough. Yeah, because basically what you're doing when you're fasting, you should be in bed. Okay, when you're exercising, using up electrolytes, and you're not replacing that in your food, so you're basically just running your electrolyte levels way down, and what you're doing as well is you're thrashing your adrenal glands, which can impact your kidneys, so you can't balance out your electrolyte levels, so then you get some heart issues. So decided enough. I started eating again the next day. I found out after my attitude towards food had totally changed after the fast. I wanted to eat lots, way lots. I was still my vegan self, but I was a pig and overate. It seemed that I couldn't get enough. All the good work I had done, kilograms shed, all came back on within a week. Of course, because if you're eating like a vegan diet with a lot of fat and salt, it can really puff you out. But if you're eating a diet based on fruits, and maybe with some starch, McDougall style meals as a backup plan, you're going to be all sucked in like the gaunt Duran rider. Look at that face, all full of fat. I look like Lance Armstrong on a full cycle of Clen and Edgar. So we've done the fast for 2 weeks. We're training hard, and now we're binging, back in the binge cycle. After that experience, I never looked at food the same way again. Indulging became something that was hard to resist. Sugary, fatty foods became really desirable because your body's going, whoa, we just had a 2-week situation with no food, man, and we weren't in bed, we were out exercising, we were out living. So anything you can see in front of you, put it in your mouth. So basically, our friend Sarah's on the seafood diet. Seafood, eat it. So I struggled to not eat the wrong things. Last year, it was depressing being off the bike and out of hospital, off time off work. So it sounds like this person had an injury, so I comfort ate. Now I'm paying for it as if I have 2 bicycles strapped to my back to carry up hills everywhere else on the bike. It says gained 14 kilo, 28 pounds. I can't say I'm vegan anymore because I was eating some free-range eggs, a cupcake, chocolate, things like that. I just need to change my eating habits, definitely, and get into some more raw stuff. I want to get a food dehydrator. You don't need a dehydrator. We don't own one. You don't need a dehydrator. You can buy your dried fruit. And all those raw food snacks, man, they're too greasy and fatty and salty, and they don't give you enough carbohydrates to feel really vital. So dehydrator, save your money. You don't need one unless you want to dry bananas and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get fitter. There's some small rides and a bike ride recently. Doing a weekly ride. Blah, blah, blah. I thought it would be able to build up to getting fitter before I joined the faster kind of rides where everyone goes fast. Okay, so my tips for this person would be, okay, they're a cyclist. Awesome, because cycling is the best slimming sport on the planet. No doubt about that. People might say, Harley, but running takes years to build up the leg, the bone strength, the tendon strength. It takes years of consistent running training to build up that bone and tendon strength so you can be able to do the mileage, all right? Cycling, you can just jump straight into it almost. You want to ease into it, but you know what I mean? You can, I did a running race on last Sunday, 24 kilometers. I'm still sore today. It's Friday. I'm still so sore that I can't run. Okay, so running is the worst thing for weight loss, for getting fit. It's good if you're maybe running up. Forget running. Running is to get fast on the bike, do some running. But for weight loss, running sucks. It is just, it's too hard, man. You got to basically be an African kid who's ran from 5 years old to school for 20 years, and then you can get to some serious training. 15 years at least. Forget running. Cycling is where it's at. So we've got the cycling. What happens is basically when we do these fasting things, I'm a fan of fasting, but at the same time I'm not a fan of fasting. If you have a health condition, maybe fasting is for you. But then again, why not just live the lifestyle that's supportive of health? Eat the diet that's supportive of health. High carb, low fat, vegan, fruit focused. All fruit and vegetables if you can do it. If you can find enough quality fruits that taste good and satisfy your appetite. Failing that, high fruit diet, starches, things like that, McDougall style. Done enough videos about that. People can look it up. Lifestyle, go to bed 8, 9 o'clock. No caffeine, no alcohol, no recreational drugs. The only drugs you should take would be painkillers for emergency surgery, or if you're a type 1 diabetic on insulin, obviously. But you know what I mean? So a lot of people is they want to do a quick fix thing, but they don't want to change all the other stuff. They want to eat their chocolate or eat their eggs and stuff like that, or whatever, or their salty, greasy, deep fried stuff. But they don't, they think a 2-week fast can just erase all that. It does erase it for 2 weeks, and then you go back to your old lifestyle. It's a bit like you work in a job you hate to buy crap you don't need, and your boss really pisses you off. You hate your boss. You got a voodoo doll at home, and you stab your boss in the face every night when you get home. Then you have a 2-week holiday, and you're like, oh, it feels so good. This holiday's so good. Great. But what are you gonna do when you go back? You know what I mean? You're still in that environment, that atmosphere, that ecosystem that you don't enjoy. It's not supportive of your health. And diet is even harder because if you work for an idiot boss, you can sort of change your perception, change your procedure, how you deal with things, but you can't change the way chemically food interacts in your body. You can't eat junk and expect to be slim. You can't eat like a bodybuilder and expect to be slim. That stuff's designed to spike your insulin and get you big. That's why whenever you go to a gym and you talk to all the 20-year-old guys and you say to them, what's up, guys? Get some juice, get some gear. There's some whey protein. What are those guys eating, man? Seriously, what are they eating? They're eating whey. They're eating eggs. They're eating steak. They're eating fish. I got my tilapia, man. I'm bulking up. I'm eating my tilapia. And then you go to them, hey guys, what do you think of rice? And they go, rice, mate, makes you fat. Fruit, no, too much sugar makes you fat. And then you talk for a few more minutes, and then you say, you know what? I'm on this vegan thing, man, and I'm eating heaps of rice and fruit, and I'm fully lean. Oh, but nah, mate, that stuff makes you too skinny. Makes you too skinny. Rice and fruit makes you too skinny. You want to be a skinny Asian, But hey, you guys just said that before you can't eat carbs because they make you fat. But now you're saying if you live on carbs, you get too lean, jawbones sticking out of your head, cheekbones, the Lance Armstrong effect. But what's the deal? So my tip is you got to no animal products at all. Everything we need is found in plant foods. Okay, all the body manufacturers. Everything we need. If you have some genetic issue where you don't produce enough intrinsic factor for B12, whatever, take a vitamin supplement. That's all you need. Because vitamin B12 deficiency can be common in today's society. I see it a lot in meat eaters. I see it a lot in people from all representations of diet. Cats and dogs. Ask your local vet if you can get a B12 shot for your cat and dog or your rat or your tiger. Yes, you can. So B12 deficiency, that's a common one. That can be a genuine issue. So yeah, supplementing that can be okay because we live in a very sterile society, pollution, chlorine, stuff like that. So the B12 is a bit of a get back to nature thing that even I've done videos about it where companies add B12 to the pet food for dogs and cats where the first ingredient is chicken, yet it's got on list as B12 added to the food. So whenever someone says, oh, but B12, it's because you're vegan, it's like, they don't have any idea what the deal is. They don't have any idea. Getting back to the subject, what's going to happen is all this starving and calorie restricting is just going to be thrashing your thyroid. In my hunch is it's going to be thrashing your thyroid. Your T3 levels are going to be just deficient so your body's become more of a fat storer, a fluid storer, That's what people forget, is it's not always fat. A lot of it can be just fluid, because the body's going, well, we got to hold on to the fluid because we don't know what's going to happen, man. We're like a camel. We're in this like famine, binge starve. There's no stability, so the body's freaking out. When you give the body nutritional stability, caloric stability, carbohydrate, caloric stability, it's like, you know what I mean? It's chill. It's like when you're getting money in your bank account every week or every month, you can sort of relax. But if you have to go months without any income or whatever, you're like, you see 5 cents in the ground, you pick it up. You see a penny in the phone box, and you're just like running over and grabbing it. That's what your body becomes like. It's just like, there's a story from, because we don't know what's going to happen. So that's why all these insanity programs and P90X and 12-week body transformation, 1,200 calories a day, anorexia diets, they always lead to weight gain. 100%. You get a broken collarbone, or you get injured, or you get chronic fatigue, and the weight piles on 100%. And then people go back to the same vicious habits. What you got to do is you got to stop and start anew and go, okay, we're going to be vegan 100%. We're going to go high carb, low fat. We're going to keep our sodium intake under 1,000 milligrams a day easily. If you're really active, maybe 1,500 milligrams a day easily. The more salt you eat, the more fluid retention you're going to have. The more fat you eat, the more fat you're going to have. It's simple as that. So that's how you reverse metabolic damage. Flood your body with nutritious, high carbohydrate plant foods, with fruit being the magical preference. Failing that, steamed starches, steamed potatoes, steamed sweet potatoes, steamed yam, steamed rice, steamed quinoa, steamed millet. These high carbohydrate plant foods, whole foods. Early nights, enough water so you pee and clear at least 10 times a day, and get back in your training. You've got to move that body, pump that lymphatic system, help flush out all the old dead salt retention and stuff like that. You need that sunshine. You need the activity. At least 5 to 10 hours a week riding a bike. At least. Not hard, just at talking pace. Or at a pace where you can listen to an audiobook and take it in. And maybe 15 to 30 minutes a week where you're really at asthma attack pace. But no more than 15 to 30 minutes a week of hardness. Okay? The rest of the time, 5 to 10 hours, riding to work, blah, blah, blah. You're just up and down. I'm not sure what lifestyle people have got, but that's my tip. Can't ride a bike? Walk. Can't walk? In your wheelchair. 5 to 10 hours a week. Just cruising around. Get fit, man. Diet gets you slim. Sport gets you toned and fit. Okay? That's what we want to focus on. So, done a lot of these videos. Same subject again and again. I don't mind answering the question because it's a common one. So, is fasting a good idea for weight loss? Definitely not. All it does is slow metabolism down. Makes you want to binge out and nasty shit later on, and your body just starts freaking out. So, always look at your diet, improve your lifestyle. Done.